Hey everyone, thanks for checking out the video. There has been no shortage lately of products to check out on my channel. Stay tuned for some networking content that is coming soon, I promise. In the meantime, this here is another item from the folks at Etekcity. This is their smart dimmer switch. It clocks in at $23.20 at the time of this video if you use the coupon. So let's see what it's all about. With all the products that get sent my way these days, keep in mind I'm not trying to sell them, I'm reviewing them, so you can trust that I will tell it like it is. This is Etekcity's new smart dimmer switch. It comes in this little box. Inside you get its cover plate, the smart switch itself, screws and wire caps, and the documentation. This smart switch will only support 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi, which seems to be the norm with the smart devices I've seen. Why would you want a smart switch? It's an inexpensive way to add smart functionality to many dumb bulbs, or to fixtures with specialty bulbs. Just replace the existing switch you have. Although, before you do any work that involves the wiring in your home, make sure you go out to the breaker, wherever it is, and shut off any power to the circuit you're working on. Test it with a multimeter or other device to confirm there is no power. Your home will need a neutral wire for this switch to work, which is also common for smart switches. It's generally going to be the white wire, usually, but just check your house to be sure. You only have 4 wires to deal with: hot, load, ground, and neutral. Oftentimes you can wire the light colors together, green to green, white to white. And you just need to wire the load to load and hot to hot, but no guessing here. We're dealing with power. I'm no electrician. But the downloadable PDF on Etekcity's site is really good. But if you need help, check out Handyman Randy's video on wiring up a smart switch. Yes, we teamed up on this one as well, link in the description. The smart switch was a bit too big for the electrical boxes in my house, so I needed to carefully trim a bit away for it to fit. I also needed to get a different cover plate from the store. Once wired up, power back on the circuit, and the Wi-Fi symbol should flash. Download their VSync app from the Play Store or the Apple Store. Setting up the smart switch was really easy. It worked the first time with no hassle at all. The thing that really stands out right away is the cool RGB LED light that surrounds the switch. Since it's RGB, you can pick from many colors, but not white for some reason. It's pretty slick, and it doesn't give off a ton of light, but it could work as a night light if you wanted it to. If you wanted to just accent the switch, you might find it to be too bright at times. It would be nice to be able to dim it, but as of this video, that wasn't an option. But you can turn it off. All of this needs to be done on the app. If you ask Google to change its color, Google will just become confused. It's not just the RGB accent I like. I like that this switch has actual buttons on it. You have actual buttons that give feedback. You can press the button to, you guessed it, turn it on or off. Press the up and down buttons to dim the lights. You can dim any type of bulb that is dimmable. Not all CFLs or LED bulbs are dimmable, but the ones that are will work with this switch. The box your bulbs come in will tell you if they're dimmable. I set this up to control the lights on my fan, but this switch is just controlling my lights, not the fan. This switch isn't compatible with fans, just lights. So don't go hooking this up to your fan thinking you can control the fan speed. I have a separate switch for that. At first I realized that my current bulbs, which are older CFLs, are not dimmable. When trying to dim them, they would just flicker. Once I replaced them with some newer dimming CFLs, they dimmed just fine. In the app, you can calibrate the dimming, so you can get the most out of your bulbs. Speaking of the app, you can use it to turn on the switch or off, change the brightness, turn off the indicator lights, change the color, and set up a schedule or a timer. In the settings, you can change its name, change its icon, turn off notifications, share the switch, update the firmware, and recalibrate your dimming, in case you change the bulbs or move the dimming switch somewhere else. Hooking this thing up to Google or the A word is just as easy as it's always been. After setting up the switch in the app, open up Google Home and go to Add a Device that is already set up, select VSync and sign in. Google makes it pretty easy. As for Alexa, I don't know, I don't have one. Controlling it with your voice is always nice. The super great thing about a smart switch that I love is that you can use the switch as well as your voice, and it never interrupts the power or connection if you want to turn it off. So you are free to use either at any time. Overall, I really like the Switch. It may not be the cheapest out there, but it's very competitive. And if you like the buttons, the style, or the RGB lights, then grab one. There's a link in the description. That's all I have for today. Stay tuned for some networking content coming up soon, I promise, as well as a few more budget tech items in the works to review. Thanks for watching.